The timing of the homam is also very important. Now many people are not aware of the timing part of it. If you want to time the homam which has a maximum impact, then you should know the Muhurta Shastra to have the maximum impact of the homam. The problem with many people is they are not aware that the Muhurta has such a massive impact into a people's life across. If you try to do it on the wrong time, the entire impact of the homam can be very minuscule across. So you need to be very clear about this particular type of homam when it is done across. One of the modern thing is people try to do homam in the Brahma Muhurt. It is between 4:30 to 6 across. Now many people say when you do the homam in the Brahma Muhurt, it is very good across. It is quite true that when you do the homam in the Brahma Muhurt, it is supposed to produce the impact. But there are other parameters which are to be taken into account. That also has a tremendous impact into your life across. Now, if you take the Muhurta, if the Muhurta has lot of planets in 6, 8, 12, and if the 6, 8, 12 Dasha Bhukti is happening, then the Homa will not have so much of impact. I know one priest who was doing the homam. In fact, he did the homam on a particular time, and that was early in the morning. Actually, the business problem got compounded so much that they were not able to handle it across. This man was actually blamed for that particular thing, and he came and asked me, and I explained to him very clearly that it is the timing of the homam which will have a maximum impact of it. This is one of the key component when you are doing the homam. Though not much is written and not much of the literature is available in the current context, you need to have a proper understanding about the Muhurta Shastra to produce the maximum impact of it. Now this is there even in ritual. If you see marriage is done in the wrong time and people tend to fight after the marriage. There is a lot of misunderstanding and there is a lot of problem which happens across. So please understand the second component of the homam is not only doing it the proper way, but it also has to be the time element which has to be connected. Now, when you are doing the homam part of it, now when can you do the homam? You can do it in the sandhi, that is morning 6 o'clock, midnight 6 o'clock, evening 6 o'clock, and late night 12 o'clock. You can do the homam part of it. Now most of the people who do the dark vortex ritual tend to do it in the negative time of life. There are two negative times. Generally, the night is taken as a negative. The other one is the Rahu Kal and the Yamakand, which is also taken by many people for doing the negative action on other people. So that is the important component part of it. The Rahu Kala and the Yamakanda which is being used across. And then there are people who use the Hore to do the homam. For example, they try to do the homam in the Guru Hore, Sukra Hore, probably Suryan, Chandran, Buddha Hore, they try to do it. Now this is also another technique which is used across. There are other people who use the Panchapakshi part of it. The Panchapakshi is being taken across and that is being done by people to have the maximum impact of the homam. These are three different ways people do the homam. Then when you do the homam, it will have a maximum impact. It is on the Paksha Sandhi. when the Amavas and the Purnima segregates itself, separate itself, that is a very, very powerful time to do the Homam. The end of one Paksha, the beginning of another Paksha. The other one is you can also do Homam in the Nakshatra Sandhi and the Tithi Sunya, which also can have a lot of impact into your personal life across. Then there are but beyond all these things, taking the lagna, fixing the lagna, seeing the movement of the planets and doing it accordingly is the highest level more than anything else. Now people simply say, oh, we can't be so accurate about it. Wrong. I have seen it in so many incidents in my life where doing the homam, doing the ritual in a proper time and alignment has a maximum impact across. For example, there was a guy who wanted to sell the property and he was willing to do the remedial measure of it. He went to one of the priests whom I know and he told the priest the priest told him it has to be done in the night and Ardharatri, Ahoratri and all that particular thing. He came to me and he asked me, can you help me across? I said, there is nothing to worry. You don't need to worry about it. We will do it properly in a good time. Even you can do it in the morning. It will not have a massive problem the way you are looking about it as a person. And it turned out to be true that he was able to sell the property and there was a lot of positive impact this person was able to see about it. Then there was a Graha Pravesh which was being done at about 4:30 in the morning. I told the people that please don't do it at that particular point of time because it will have a lot of negative impact because of the Muhurta. Please do it after 7 o'clock. They never listened. They had a lot of negative incidents, 3, 4, 5 negative incidents which started happening across. They were getting very worried about me and they came to me and he asked me what to do about it. I said we will conduct a re-Graha Pravesh at the proper time because they were very worried. They wanted to sell the property, they wanted to sell a lot of things across and they were finding it very difficult because they feel if the house is of bad luck, then they should be willing to give it out across. But it turned out to be after we did the homam at the proper time, things started getting better across. So remember, remedial measure, if it is done on a proper time, it will have a tremendous impact rather than simply doing it haphazardly. Any kind of repetition with the time is very important. I met one lady who told me that she keeps fasting in Pradosh and there was a lot of good things which happens to her during the Pradosha. Same thing, one lady came to me and told a lot of good things started happening in the Guru Hora as a person. So what you should come to a level of understanding is any kind of repetition in the timing is very, very important to produce the maximum impact for the homam across. So you can't be doing now. People talk about doing the ahutis. They say we did 5,000 havan, 10,000 havan, which is very true. But my approach is basically like jogging or like doing a exercise part of it, where you do small repetition across. It will have a huge impact into your personal life across. So please understand that the homam has to be done with the proper muhurta, which will have a tremendous impact into the person's life. There are different set of timings which is used. Many people try to take the calendar and try to go about it, which is actually one of the biggest problem, because the calendar does not give you the exact time to do about it. They simply say Marana Yogam and that and this, and people tend to get very frightened about it. So please understand that when the homam is done at a proper time, the impact is of an exponential level than simply doing the homam across. I pray God that may all of you understand this subject very deeply and you are able to produce the impact of it. Thank you.